Hey Facebook Live. Welcome back to, I'm getting all type of notifications. Welcome back to another video, and this video is titled 3 Reasons Why You Are Not Sticking to Your Budget and You're Blowing Your Budget Each and Every Month. I'm Tara Jones. If you've never heard of me or met me before, I'm Tara Jones, financial coach and educator over at yourprettypennies.com, and I assist individuals with building wealth and designing and affording their desired lifestyle. And I work with clients one-on-one. I'm a financial blogger, and coming up it'll be 2 years that I've been in business. And one thing that I've been noticing is a lot of individuals are like, okay, I can't stick to my budget. They have this issue with a monthly budget. And to be honest, the monthly budget is like your gateway into managing your money properly. If you don't get the foundation of budgeting your money properly, anything else above that is going to be hard for you. Literally, that's like the first grade level or kindergarten or preschool level of financial tool that you need to understand. So one thing that I'm noticing is that it's not the act of the idea of budgeting. It's 3 reasons why you're not budgeting and why you can't budget effectively. And number 1 is because you don't know what a budget is. Like, you honestly don't know the function and the purpose of your monthly budget. Therefore, you either don't do it right or you don't stick to it. So first, I want to talk about what it truly is. And a monthly budget is nothing more than a planning tool. So let's say, for example, if you're at work or if you're in your own business or if you're managing your family's schedule. When you plan out the activities, your activities, what you're going to do on the weekend, you use your calendar. You use either your Google Calendar, you use a planner or anything of the sort. You're literally just mapping out what your next month or your next week is looking like. That's all you're doing with your money. When you create a monthly budget, the only thing you're doing is mapping out every month how you're going to use that income that you have coming in. So it's not anything that restricts you. It's not anything that gives you more money. Literally, it's a planning tool on how to manage your money from one month to another. And that is key. You should always strive to manage your money in 30-day increments. So that's why people always suggest to budget monthly, from month to month. So at the beginning of June, you're going to estimate how much money you have coming in, and you're going to manage and plan what you're going to do with that amount of money that you have coming in throughout the month of June. Does that make sense? Okay, so number 1, you do not know what a budget is. Budgeting is a planning tool. A budget is a planning tool. Literally, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Planning tool. Get that in your mind, okay? Number 2. The number 2 reason why you are not sticking to your monthly budget is because you don't know how to properly create one. Now, if you Google monthly budgeting tool on Google right now, you will find 76 million types of budget templates. The only one that works in my past 7+ years of mastering my budget, helping others master theirs, the only one that I swear by is the zero-based budget. And that is a specific one. There's different types of budgeting. You can budget from low to high, high to low, 0 to 100, 100 to 0. It seems like it's confusing. Literally, zero-based budgeting is the best way to budget your money. And what that is a 3-step process. Number 1, and I'm gonna use my financial planner. I created the financial planner to help with things like this. So let's go to the monthly budget template. So at the top, you're going to see a place called income. So the first thing that you do when you're making a monthly budget is you estimate your income for that upcoming month. So ideally, you want to sit down and create your monthly budget a few days before the month begins, okay? So the first thing that you do, you're going to sit down and you're going to estimate how much money. So let's say, for example, I have $3,000 that I anticipate coming in for July, okay? At the top here, I'm going to write $3,000. Okay, and then either it's company, freelance work, other, child support, whatever else you have coming in, gifts, monetary gifts, any income that you can bring in that you can help achieve a financial goal and to help pay your bills. If it's liquid cash, you need to add it to your income in your monthly budget. So number 1, write down your estimated income. Number 2, write down your expenses for that month. So in your Ultimate Financial Planner, you have all these different sections to where you can write down your estimated expenses. And when you're done with that, you are going to zero your budget out. So number 3 is zeroing your budget out. And at the bottom, you're going to see, can you see that? This little box here. And at the top, you're going to put total income. So your total income is that box in the income box that you put. So if it's $3,000 at the top, you're going to put $3,000 in your total income box. And then at the next box is going to say category totals. So you're going to add up at the end, at the bottom of each of them, you're going to add up the individual category totals, and then you're going to add all of them up. And then you're going to put that in the second box. And then your income minus your expenses for that month should equal 0. So what does that mean? When it's at 0, that means you're not saving any money. You're not putting any money to the side for something else. You're not overspending how much you're making each month. What you're doing is you're giving every dollar a name and a job that comes into your account. So let's say if you have the income, your income minus your expenses is a positive number, that means you need to delegate more money to your expenses until you are at 0. Now, if your income minus your expenses is a negative number, that means you put too much or you have too many expenses and it exceeds your amount of income. So therefore, there's going to be a bill or two that's not going to be paid that month. Or you just need to cut down on some of the luxury expenses that you have delegated in here until you have the income to pay for it. So again, your income every month, your income minus your expenses should be 0. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, okay, if my income minus my expenses is 0, I won't have any money to save or pay off debt or invest or whatever. In the way I do it, in the way I look at budgeting, I include everything, including tithing, giving, saving, everything as a quote-unquote expense, because technically, financially it is. You know, logically it's not. You don't think of tithing as or giving as an expense. You think of it as the first thing you do with your money. You think of it as a first fruit. You think of it as whatever. You don't think of it as something that's negative. You think as something that's positive. And so the way I look at the word expense is anything that is taken away from my income that I'm earning. So if it takes away and withdraws from your income, if you need to take your income and pay into it, it's an expense. Okay, so that includes saving into your savings account. That is an expense for yourself. When you are paying your tithes upon the money that you receive, that is an expense because it's coming out of your income. So again, whenever you do a monthly budget, you should be budgeting for your tithing, your giving, your emergency fund that you need, the money that you need to put in your emergency fund, the amount of debt you're going to pay off. All that should be included in your monthly budget. There should be nothing that you need to use your money for that is outside of your budget. Everything should be right on this page. Everything should be right on this page. So, just a little recap. Number one reason why you're not sticking to your monthly budget is because you don't know what a budget is. Number two, you don't know how to create one and you don't know which one to use. So I just walked you through the steps on which one to use, your zero-based budget, and how to create it. 3 steps. Number 1, estimate your income. Number 2, calculate your expenses. And number 3, balance it to 0. Now, your last reason why you are not budgeting and sticking to it every month is because you do not understand the benefit of budgeting each and every month. There are 2 big benefits to budgeting each and every month, and I'm going to share with you, And I'm going to share with you really quick. The first benefit is you can easily and clearly see what you have coming in, how much money you make, and how much money you spend each and every month. Do you know, when I created this financial planner and I started selling it about 6 months ago, I have people do the monthly expense tracker, right? And they come back to me and they said, girl, I did not realize realize how much money I spend on food. I do not realize how much money I spend at Starbucks. I do not realize how much money I spend thrift shopping, at the store, on groceries, whatever it is. I did not realize how much money I spend on books. And it's hindering me from creating attaining my financial goals that I set for myself. If you do not create a monthly budget and then track how much you spend in each category within your budget, you will not know and will not be able to get ahead on the financial issues that you have in your life. Knowledge is power, and then applied knowledge is power, right? So if you do not give yourself the power of knowing how you spend, you will never overcome how you spend. Does that make sense? So the first thing that you need to understand is that budgeting monthly helps you understand how much money you have coming in and then how much money you can pay out. Nothing more, nothing less. When you budget every month, you don't have to worry about if you have to rob Peter and pay Paul at the end of the month. You know it right at the beginning of the month whether or not you can pay what bill, whether or not you can't buy a book this month, whether or not you can buy a book this month, whether or not you can splurge on yourself, whether or not you can take that trip. Literally, your budget is the key to everything financial. It all starts with your monthly budget, and if you don't get that under control, I'm afraid it's going to be hard for you to build wealth. It's going to be hard for you to pay off debt, achieve your financial goals, save down payment for that home, upgrade your car with cash. All of that is going to be extremely hard. So the first thing that you need to understand is how to use a monthly budget, how to identify what is a monthly budget, and understand the benefit of it. Once you understand the benefit, you will have more motivation and more inspiration to actually do it. If you don't understand the reason and the benefit of doing something, you won't do it. If you do not understand the benefit of going to school and getting a degree, you will not go to school and get a degree. You will not finish. You will not want to do it. You will not want to get up. So understand the benefit first and foremost, and keep that in your mind every time it's time to sit down and create that budget. Now, the second major benefit is that it enables you to save, invest, pay off debt, whatever big financial goal you have. Your monthly budget encapsulates that. You don't have to separately achieve your financial goals and not use your monthly budget to do so. So for example, if I say I'm trying to pay off debt and I don't create a monthly budget, I won't know how much money I have each and every month to pay off debt with. So let's say, for example, if I have $3,000 and I know my expenses for this month is only equal to $1,500 now, and that includes my groceries, my bills, my rent, everything. Let's say, for example, the situation is I have $3,000 that I'm bringing in this month of July, let's say next month, July, and I have $1,500 in expenses that I know I have to pay out. And that includes my tithing, and that includes, saving in my emergency fund. That includes paying all my bills, and I have $1,500 left. I get to spend $1,500, and then I'll delegate within my budget where and how I'm going to spend that $15 on which debt. Now, if I don't create a budget and $15 just rolls in week to week, you get a little bit of money, guess what you're going to do? You're going to start eating out. You're going to pay this bill. You're going to overpay on that bill. You're going to say, you know what, I'll give so-and-so $500 because I'm feeling bossy and I don't have anything to do with this money, and, nothing is assigned to it, so it must just be free money, so I might as well just go ahead and go on a staycation real quick. And guess what's not getting paid? Your debt that you planned on paying is not getting paid. So always remember the two benefits. Number one, you clearly see a map of your income and expenses for that month. And number two, your budget allows you to achieve your financial goals. Without your budget, it is extremely unlikely you're going to achieve your financial goal. Okay? That is all I have for you today. Starting next week, and I want y'all to hold me accountable because I'm terrible at live streaming and getting on. I'm just so lazy. I'd rather be behind the computer than in front of the camera. So please, please, please challenge me to live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you do not see me live streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, message me. Message me. Either write it on my Facebook wall, on my personal, or the business page, the Your Pretty Pennies page, or message me and say, girl, you're supposed to be lunch money live streaming. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 o'clock noon or in the 12 o'clock hour, where you at? That will give me so much motivation and encouragement to get on here, because I have so much financial content that I'm working on, and I need to get it out here, because my journey, my journey to financial freedom, how I pay off debt, how I've overcame my financial obstacles, was not for me, it was for you. So I need to remember that I need to share this story, share my journey, share what I went through, share what I've learned, share my expertise, share everything that I have in this brain of mine, so it can help get you to your financial transformation, like I helped get myself to my financial transformation. So with that being said, I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Take care.